Welcome back to episode 102 of AyyScare Plays Front Office Football 8. So welcome back everybody, and we are going to be going through our second season as the Jacksonville Cougars, which is going to be season 2070, because as a reminder, we simulated 50 years. And I've looked at the stats a little bit since we left off, and I'm just going to be honest, I don't even know how to read into these stats with how atrocious our passing game was. So just as a quick reminder here, if we go in here and look at our team summary, our quarterback last year played in all 16 games and threw 8 touchdown passes. I mean, when you have that low scoring of an offense, it's even hard to judge your quarterback. It's hard to judge your weapons. It's hard to judge your defense because when your offense is just so atrocious, it's really hard to make any real impactful thoughts, especially on a game like this where we're just basically looking at stats and trying to figure out the best ways of moving forward. The one thing I will note here, DJ Martin, who was the wide receiver that we picked up in free agency last season, he definitely seems to be paying off. He actually had his best season ever with us last year, and that was with an absolutely crap quarterback. So that's a good sign for us. The other good thing that I was looking at is we finished 3-13, which is not a good thing. But if we look here at our full standings, we finished in a 3-way tie for last in the league. 3 teams finished 3-13. So this hopefully means that we should at least have a top 3 draft pick, which hopefully there's going to be a quarterback that we'll be able to select at that point. Let's take a quick look at Detroit and Denver. Do they need a quarterback? That's going to be a big question here. Denver? No, they should be okay. They have a quarterback 10 years experience in the 60 range. They probably will not target a quarterback. So that's good for us. Detroit. Oh yeah, Detroit's going to be targeting a quarterback unless they have one that's injured. They have one that was injured. What injury did he have? Something went wrong with his knee at one point, and elbow. But okay, neither of them should be targeting a quarterback. At least I wouldn't expect it, which means we should have free reign of whoever the top quarterback is. So come on, Trevor Lawrence. If anybody's watching this like 5 years in the future, they're going to have thoughts about that comment. For those wondering, I'm currently recording. We're currently in the playoffs. Next draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars are expected to pick Trevor Lawrence, and we'll see how that works out for him. But that's basically what I'm hoping for in this off season. So let's go ahead. We'll jump into our next year here and try to fix up our game. So, end season. Yep. Again, I don't fully know how all this is calculated, but I'm just going to click continue. Retain staff. Now, as a reminder, we really have a young coaching staff, which could also be our issue. Let me remind myself here. 2 years, 1 year, 1 year. And then our head coach has 23, but still, for all of these guys have so little experience, that could definitely be something kind of that's plaguing our team that I'm overlooking. But we are going to go ahead and give it a shot. I'm not going to bother re-signing my strength coach. We'll see if we end up getting him. Now, here I could switch. There's technically a head coach option that's one better suitable than what I currently have. Dang. Ooh, that's really enticing. But You know what? For consistency, again, I don't know if the consistency in this thing really matters for this game, but when I've played seven, it always seemed to. So I'm gonna stick it out here. I'm gonna keep my head coach, give him another year to hopefully fix things up here for us. Skip pick. Our guy's still in the top four, so I'm gonna skip it. Our guy's considered the top by a good number there, so hopefully that is true. I do like our assistant. Ooh, that guy has some good stats. Now he also has that guy has zero experience. I feel like throwing in another guy with zero experience is really not what I should be doing right now. Now this guy is focused also on wide receivers. Nah, they're both good for player development, young talent. This guy does have the better interviewing ability, which, but he's focused on wide receivers, not quarterback. If he was focused on quarterback and had that interviewing ability, I would absolutely take him since I'm going to be taking a young quarterback here. But that actually brings up a good point. I don't really have a coach that is ready for really developing a young quarterback. Your coach will still obviously develop them regardless, but it would be, ideal to have a head coach with a primary young quarterback. It's not happening for us, so for now I'm going to skip that. And our strength coach is still considered, tied for first, so we'll go ahead. We'll just re-sign him, I guess. Actually, let's take a look. Yeah, they're basically the same. Select. All right. Let's go ahead, take a look if there's anybody that we need to franchise. There shouldn't be. Yeah, nobody in this top is, available to even leave our team right now. So I'm going to stick with that. And did anybody have potential conflicts, but no serious conflicts? One player that's angry, but he's actually leaving the team, so not worried about that. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with it. I don't need everybody to be content, as long as they're not super angry or pissed. All right, so let's check one more thing here. Is there anybody that I'm like super overpaying for? So normally the easiest way to tell if you're overpaying for somebody is if you do your scout overview and kind of go down below your 50s, and anybody that has like, between 6 and 12 years or so, you're probably overpaying for them. So that guy, he's off the team now anyway. We didn't sign him last year. So like, here's an example, and he's gone too. I can see from the little white dot. 9-year tight end. This is a guy we're probably overpaying for. Yeah, we're only paying $3 million for him. That's probably next to nothing when it comes to how much we're spending at this point. Yeah, so I don't think we're really overpaying for much of anyone. Most of these guys are actually getting phased out because I didn't re-sign them last year. We're down to one defensive end going into right now. Ooh, that actually brings up a good point that we need to look at. Let's see, where is that? Almanac. Game day. 1 second here, everybody. I will find it. In here, the transaction log. That's what I'm looking for. And if I sort by team, find Jacksonville. Oh my gosh, we had 4 players retire. So the quarterback that played horrendously last year did retire, which I would say kind of shoots us in the foot, but he was so bad anyway that I'm not too worried about that. We did lose one of our wide receivers, which is I don't think I paid that guy anyway, so I think he would have been off our team anyway. The strong safety that I mentioned, he did retire, and we also lost a guard. We brought him in just for that season. Okay, that works for me. One thing to note here: this will only list like when a player retires. A lot of players, kind of like in the real world, they flow from being a starter to being a backup to just being out of the league. At that point, I don't even think that they show in here. I think this really only shows like kind of the main players that retire. But again, I could be wrong. I mainly only look in here at this point of the season to check who retired. So with that, that actually also opens up quite a bit of cap space for us. So we should be able to do some big signings here that we're going to need to do. Let's go ahead, hop in to begin free agency. All right, let's look at the draft preview just to see where we actually landed. All right, we have second overall pick. That is awesome. So we should basically have free choice of anyone that we want. Downside, looking at this right away, none of the top 10 players are quarterbacks. So if we go for, it looks like Spencer Fenner. Feener? Oh gosh. I know I'm going to pick the wrong way to say it. I'm just going to call him Spencer. Hopefully I don't need to draft him. Oh, his ratings are actually really good. Ooh. And he's only 21 too. Oh man, that makes this a lot harder. I don't know if he would really see if he was like listed up here, I would be like, yes. When he's listed down here, so they're saying that maybe he's like 15th or 12th or something in overall ratings. Somebody's going to be reaching for him. The question is do I need to reach for him at 2 or let's see where the next quarterback is. Yeah, the next quarterback's quite a ways down here. And you can see he's, at least my coaching staff thinks he's not nearly as good. So some team is going to be reaching for this guy. The question is that going to happen at 2? All right, let's look at free agency. The other option here is if there is a quarterback that another team's not willing to pay, we might be able to bring in a veteran quarterback as opposed to having to draft one. So let's go through free agency a little bit, see where we end up. So once again, stage 1, we have to look at our own team. So let's close this, look at our team. And here's going to be the fun of having to deal with both of these top defensive units. So Sinclair, how did he do last season? 68 tackles, 18 assists, 4 ints, 6 defended passes, 36 caught, 80% pass defended percentage. Okay. That is good for a cornerback. I'm not sure it is good enough that if I have to choose one of these guys, let me check how that defensive end did. 63 tackles, 16 assists, 7 sacks, 5 blocks, 13 hurries, 8 quarterback knockdowns. And if you look, almost every single one of these stats increased from the season before. That to me means that if I'm only going to be able to sign one of these guys, I probably want to keep Jermaine here. All right, let's see how much they're both asking for. The other thing is this inside linebacker, Sean Kremers, this dude is an absolute monster. I mean, look at this guy's stats real quick. He's had 3 seasons of over 100 tackles. Last season he had 140. He gets a sack every now and then. If we go to pass coverage, he's not really a pass coverage guy, but I mean, when you're getting 140 tackles in a season, I mean, I'm tempted to let this guy run one more season. I would typically negotiate a salary with somebody like that, since he's down to 2 years. But with how good of a season he had last year, he's probably going to be trying to milk me for, all my money. So, all right, let's see what this guy's asking for. $27 million signing bonus. That's basically guaranteed money. And then 21 million down to 41 million. Let's pull up our list of franchise players. So this basically will show us what the top players are getting paid right now. So right now, top cornerback in the league is making basically 34 million a year. And this guy wants, so if I could be wrong here. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments. This is literally only salary, so this does not include signing bonus at all. So yeah, this guy would, Sinclair would probably end up highest paid in the league for his final 2 years. But he is kind of giving me a deal up front. I don't know if he's worth this. I mean, I feel like his stats are not that incredible. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's definitely a good cornerback. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if he'll accept a shorter deal. So let's see. He wants 188 million over 5 years. All right, let's try being a little shifty here. So I do have some cap to work with here, which is good. I'm going to give him a bigger signing bonus. Let's see if he'll accept 30 million. And then I'm going to pay him a little bit more for like 3 seasons. So let's offer him maybe 22 million, 27 million, and then 32 million. And then we're just going to make it a 3-year deal for 111 million. And then at that point, we can kind of reassess if he's, how he's really doing for us. I think he's good enough that we should definitely keep him around right now. So let's see if he accepts this. He demands at least a 4-year deal. Great. All right, let's lower this 25 million, and then we'll bump this up to 37 million. That way it increases 5 million a year for him. And in year 4, he would still end up, well, obviously other contracts are being signed along the way, but he would theoretically end up top paid in this position. Let's see if he accepts it. Very close. He wants a higher signing bonus. We're to come back to him then. Let's go ahead and try to sign our defensive tackle, or defensive end, I mean. Right now, top paid defensive end is 31 million. This dude wants almost 50 million a year when his contract ends. Gosh dang it, man. These guys are both really, really wanting that big deal. I definitely need to keep these guys, or at least one of them. I'm going to go for something similar with this guy. I'm going to see if he'll accept a slightly shorter deal, but more money. I have the money this season to give out a big signing bonus or two. So let's offer him 40 million signings. That's going to be guaranteed. Then offer him 25, 30. Oops. 35, 40, 170 for 4 years. And that would still put him at top paid within 2 years. And I think that signing bonus is more than enough for him to want to go ahead and sign. Yeah, I think that this is a good deal for both of us. Let's see what he says. All right, he accepts. Now, you can come in here and start messing with the numbers to try to lower it. If you do that too often, though, players get pissed at you. So let's not piss off our, stud of a defensive end. And for now, I'm going to leave Sinclair and see what else that kind of this brings us. Right guard here. He wants getting paid up to 18, which would put him as like a top 10 paid. And that's based on right now. That's not a bad deal for me. I'll go ahead, accept what he wants exactly. This guy, I don't think he is he the guy that ends up as my nose tackle? No, I haven't. I'm just gonna let this guy lapse, um, since I generally only run one defensive tackle. Um, I'm just gonna let him lapse for now. Another right guard. I just re-signed the other guy. I'll let him play this season but lapse. Tackles are going to be so expensive at this point. I'm not going to repay him, especially since I got that guy in the draft last year. How did our punter do last year? He averaged 43, which is basically what he's averaged his entire career. He got 40 inside the 20 for us, so that's pretty damn good. What's he asking for? Oh, that's dimes for what a lot of players ask for. I'll get you re-signed. Our older cornerback here. Yeah. Wait. The guy that we drafted last year, he's set to become a 47 in the next year or two. Actually, at that point, let's not re-sign the other guy because this guy's probably going to ask for a crap ton. It's not that much, but it's enough that I'll avoid it. All right, our running back, who was a stud his freshman or his rookie year, and then he kind of dropped the ball last year. He still has another year before I technically need to re-sign him. He's not asking for much, but he also had a crap year. So yeah, I'm not re-signing him. Young running back that I guess our coaching staff pulled from free agency partway through the season. I mean, he only rushed 13 times, so we really can't tell much from that. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to be dirt cheap. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign him. That way I don't need to worry about pulling in another running back right now. Let's go ahead and sign our long snapper again, just so that we don't need to worry about that. And yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to pay Sinclair because we're going to need to pull in another at least 10 players. Now, at least 7 of those will come from the rookie draft, but I still want to get at least one decent free agent pickup. Yep. All right. So that's that. All right. Let's take a look at this gray sheet. Whew. All right. There's a really good tackle that's available, but I don't. He's going to ask for so dang. Why is he asking for so little? Did he get injured last season or something? Oh, he must have been on a team that's like ridiculously stacked because he's basically started nothing. So he's basically, yeah, look at that. He's demanding a trade. He's on a team that's just absolutely stacked on their tackles. Oh, wow. This is going to be one of those fun ones because I have he's asking for so little, but that means that there's probably going to be a number of teams putting in offers. All right. $2 years, 16 million. That's going to be dirt cheap if he accepts it. So hopefully no team bids higher than me. That's going to be the big question here. Oh, it still shows as pending, which means He's waiting for other offers. Ooh! Oh, he messed up by pending. Look at this. I actually bid 5 million over the next available. Oh man. Stinks for you. I'm lowering. I'm still gonna keep this hopefully where I'll be the highest bidder. 13 million. Yes, I'm supposed to be 2 million over everybody else right now. Now they might adjust their offers, but hopefully that's enough that he'll sign with me. We also have to keep in mind we're technically in stage 3 now. Oh my gosh, an absolutely stacked running back hit the market. I'm so confused. Why are these guys not... This dude's absolutely stacked and got 1 start last year. Yeah, but Baltimore's running back situation must be absolutely stacked, or this guy got hurt. He did have a foot injury twice, and the X normally I think means IR. Okay, that explains it. Never mind. I'm also not ever signing a running back that is coming off of an IR season. That's just too dangerous. That when they reach free agency and they had like IR, all of the scouting is done preseason, and I think it's week 2. That's at least where it was in Front Office Football 7, which means none of this has been adjusted based on his injury. So I'm not touching that. There's a lot of tackles available. Now, here we go. Here is a quarterback. He's 33, and he's not great, but that should be serviceable. Let's look at his career here. He's never really had a great season. Yeah, I'm not betting money on that guy. What's he asking for? Now he's asking for basically nothing again. He could be an interesting player though to bring in to maybe start this season and help train my younger quarterback that I'm probably drafting. I'm going to put in an offer at exactly what he's asking for and see what he says. All right, so we did get the tackle that we wanted. The other guy did end up signing with another team. So, is what it is there. Let's take a look-sees here. We still have quite a bit of money to play with, actually. We're still sitting at over 100 million, which is not the most, but yeah, we still have a good amount to play with. So let's try to find another player or two to hopefully bolster our team here. Right now, this is the guy that we let go, so I'm not going to bother trying to re-sign him. All right. Here's another nose tackle. That will be good. He'll at least be able to swap in and hopefully, give my other nose tackle a break here and there. I'm going to offer him a little bit more than he's asking for, again, just because I don't want to have these other teams outbid me. This is the kind of player that I want. And the other thing is, if I don't spend the money on some of these guys, that they'll end up, I'll end up with a crap ton of extra money that I can't spend. So, very decent outside linebacker here. He just 1 season ago he had a 100 tackle season. He's gotten decent sack numbers. All right, sure. And again, super cheap. At least it's hopefully a super cheap pickup here. Now, when I get all these players super cheap, if they end up popping off, I probably won't be able to pay them all for future seasons. But right now our main goal is to increase from 3 and 13. So let's take a look. let me look at my team real quick here. All right, we have a lot of quote unquote good players now. We have 5 very good. We have, yeah, I mean, I feel like this team, once you throw in a quarterback that's actually worth a crap, I feel like my next big weakness is probably wide receiver or targets. We have the one guy, DJ Martin, that we picked up last episode. Shepard is still around, and he's a 51. So that's not bad, but yeah, I think I need to still focus on another wide receiver, maybe a tight end. My best tight end. Let's see. Yeah, I mean you know, it's hard to get good tight end stats. Um, not all tight ends are Gronk and or who are the other ones? Kelsey right now, and Waller went off this year. So uh, you know, if we could get one of those, that would be pretty sweet. Um, our safety situation is crap right now. Hmm. Yeah, and the game says we need safety, defensive tackle, quarterback. All right, so we're kind of on the same page. Let's see if there's any safeties in the upcoming stages here. Hey, another Sinclair, Dusty Sinclair. I'm not gonna bother with him. I would really actually like a wide receiver that's listed as an SC, since they tend to be kind of more your slot guys. Both my other guys are listed as FL, which tend to be kind of your outside, kind of bigger guys. SEs tend to be kind of your slots, which, I mean, this guy's decent. Look at his previous years. He's really never had a outstanding year, and he's been on the decline the past 3 years, which that's never a good sign. But maybe he'll come in, fill that gap for us. I'm actually just going to go with a 1-year deal for this guy, since I'll try 6 million. So an $11 million 1-year deal. That will hopefully be enough to coax him our way and hopefully get something decent out of him. There is another quarterback on the line here. And once again, because I don't even think that I have a decent quarterback on my roster right now. Yeah, so this guy is off of my team. You can see from the little white. So right now we have Atchison, who is considered fair, and he's been in the league 4 years. So he's nothing beyond basically like a practice squad quarterback. Oh man, yeah. Let me see if I can sign that other quarterback that is going to be available. Once again, he could potentially start for me for a year. If nothing else, hopefully he will be able to help train the guy that I'm hoping to draft. And once again, I'm going to offer him just a little bit over what he's asking for in certain places to hopefully get him to sign with me. Let's see. We did get our slot guy, so that's good. Riley Mathers. Okay, so we got him. So worst comes to worst, we now have at least a quarterback that we can plug in for the year. I don't think that could potentially go any worse than it did last year. So we have a guy that we can plug in. Let's go ahead, do our drafting preview here, and interview our guys. So let's interview this Fenner guy. See what our staff thinks. So his bars basically remained exactly where they were. The downside to this is that right here you can see impression overrated, which means our coaching staff thinks that this guy is overrated and he's already like 12th on the board or so. Oh man, which means there's no way that I should be using a second overall pick on him. Okay, I'm not drafting this guy. We need to use the second overall on something that's going to really bolster our team, and he does not appear to be that answer. Now, unfortunately, we drafted a tackle into the first round last year. I don't want to draft another tackle. We could go with a running back, but I don't know, second overall for a running back. Oh, man. Yeah, this rookie draft is not what I wanted to see when I had second overall pick. This might be a good year to trade out of the second slot. Let me look here. I could go for a safety. This dude's rankings are actually nuts. Let's interview this guy. Endy's considered underrated. Let's also interview this other safety that's kind of sitting here around pick 10 or so. So he's a strong safety as opposed to a far safety. He's considered overrated. Okay, so we're going for a guy. It's going to be Roosevelt. Roosevelt win. The other thing that we could do is we could bolster our pass rush, which did not seem good last year. That's weird. This guy's listed as an outside linebacker, but he identifies as an inside linebacker. This is a new thing in 8. This identifies as. So this is going to be a little bit of me trying to figure out exactly how this works. Because I would rather this say identifies as outside linebacker so that this guy could really put in some work on the outside of my defensive ends. And it's weird because up here it says Troy is considered an inside linebacker, but he fits as weak, which is going to be an outside. He also has a red character flag. Definitely not doing that with a second overall pick. We could completely stack and get like the best 2 corners that you could get. You know, I like to think of that kind of as like the Ravens right now with Humphrey and Peters. Humphrey and Peters. We could go for something like that. I don't know if that's really worth a second overall pick, though. Damn. Yeah, not the rookie draft that I was hoping for, man. All right. Let's do this. Let's interview a bunch of lower rated quarterbacks and see who we might be able to grab late. As an example, like this guy right here, he's ranked as like the 7th best quarterback, but his ratings look decent. Now, he did not participate in the oh wow, I am blanking right now, in the combine. So that's always a little bit of a red flag, and he's considered very overrated. Okay, not messing with him. This guy has a bunch of blues. He's considered he kind of focuses on long distance passing. His accuracy is crap, though. He's mainly like a scrambling quarterback. If he had stats other places, I would feel more comfortable with it. But that's considered second overall, and those stats look like crap for a second overall quarterback. But we'll see where he lands. Low accuracy. All right, here's a decent looking quarterback, at least based on these little bars. Let's see where he ends up. Very overrated. That's great. This guy's really good at deep passing and scrambling. but he has bad accuracy again and no sense of rush. See, I feel like that's just a terrible combination. I feel like that's a player just waiting to fail. This guy has low accuracy, but he has high bars other places. Not considered very overrated again. The other thing is, since I don't have a coaching person in quarterback right now, these interviews are probably a little bit more off than they would be if I had that. I'm not going to use any others on quarterback. I think that my answer here is I need to trade out of the second overall, hopefully for a package deal for some other first round picks in future drafts. I think that's what I need to do here. There's a decent tight end that I could add. Oh man, this guy has terrible route running, but look at his blocking. Yes, please. I will take that guy. Here's a good catch passing tight end. He's also good at special teams. He's considered overrated, though. I would still possibly go for him depending on where he falls to. Another one, overrated. All right. And man, that safety situation is gonna be, that's gonna come back and just bite me. I know it. Do I use second overall on Roosevelt Win? I think I could. I do think I could. I just don't know if that's going to be the best call. But that's part of the fun of the game, you know? You're never going to know the right answers. It's basically a guessing game, looking at stats and hoping for the best. So that's what we're going to go for here. Unless he gets picked first overall. I don't think that's going to be the case. I have a feeling the guy in front of me already has a quarterback, so he's probably going to actually take the tackle. But we'll see what he does. Since we have second overall pick, I will keep it on normal, so there's a little bit of anticipation here. Here we go. Begin draft. Denver selects. With the first pick in the first round, Denver selects. You've got to be kidding me. What the hell? They took the safety that I wanted. They took Roosevelt Win. Oh, man. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay. Well, that just shot my idea in the foot. All right. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to trade this back. Let's view the draft order. So honestly, there's nobody in this top list that interests me. I'm probably going to end up going for one of those tight ends. I can probably get one of them if I drop to about pick 10. So let's see if Cincinnati will do some kind of group deal here. Offer trade. So me to Cincinnati. And I'm offering them second overall pick. And I want their 10th this year. I want their first and second round next year. They're accepting it. Let's do it. All right, we'll set it to be a little bit faster. They ended up going with the tackle, running back, cornerback, safety, tackle, outside linebacker, cornerback, and now it's me. I'm on the board. And I mean, if we look at this board, which, just to be clear, this is not a 100% like good indicator of, you know, this player's the next pick, this one's the next, this one's the next. This is just where they kind of rank overall. So I am going to scroll down a little bit here, and I'm going to take the top tight end. Unless I think I can trade back a little bit further. He is relatively high on this list, and if I remember correctly, the second tight end I also would be fine with. I mean, he's mainly a blocking tight end, but I'm fine with that. Um, I'm actually going to trade back a couple more. Let's see if Atlanta will do some kind of package deal with me. Atlanta, I'm going to offer them 10th overall. I want 16th overall and their first pick next year. I don't think they're going to do this. Yeah, no. What if I give them my second one? 2-1. No. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. I wonder if they would do it just for their second round next year. No. Okay, well, Atlanta Raptors, you guys are not my friends. Let's try that one more time with another team here. Let's try Washington. Offer trade. Washington. Washington landslides. Trade down 5 slots. And I'll see if they'll throw in their second round next year. Nope. All right. Must be getting a little bit too happy here with what I'm expecting them to give me. How about their third next year? Ooh. I don't know if that's really going to be worth it, but I really don't think that I need to have pick 10 here. So, yeah, let's do it. Resume. One tight end went. Oh, okay, good. That scared me. I thought they were going to take the other tight end, and I was going to be so pissed. All right. Let's get that blocking tight end. He also does have a really freaking good 40 time for a tight end. Even though his route running's not good, he can get downfield and avoid drops. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oops. Keep clicking that button. Select player. Resume, and we'll now set the fastest. And get through the rest of this pretty quick here. Let me look here real quick. I still need defensive ends, and I still need safeties. Those are kind of my 2 weak spots right now. Ooh, really fast guy here. Really, well, I didn't interview this guy, so he might end up being a complete bust here, but he's listed as having a really good pass rush technique. Sure. Let's do it. And then I might just go ahead and grab a second one, to be honest. This guy is also listed, but this guy's really listed for pass rush strength. I'm just going to go for it. I mean, why the heck not? You know what I mean? That seems like 2 good additions for me. This guy looks pretty decent, honestly, for, what is this, round 4? He's rated red for both soul and strength, and he's blue in agility and dash. And honestly, I mean, his stats don't look that bad for a 4 safety. I'm gonna grab him. All right. At this point, I might just go with best rated. Darren Barton now. This guy has really bad accuracy, bad sense rush. But honestly, overall, outside of those 2, he actually seems decent. This is the kind of guy that I might be able to put on my bench for a year or 2 and then hope that he develops more. Let's look at the 1 or 2 other quarterbacks here. See, this guy's so low on like multiple things that it scares me. I'm gonna go ahead and get this Barton guy. All right. Let me just see if there's anything that stands out. I should grab one more safety, and then it's just kind of a free pick. I'll probably just take best on the board at that point. That first one seemed much better. Okay, here's a guy. And he's actually good at special teams too. Yeah, I'll go with him for now. Select. And we then have basically a free pick at 7. I'm probably just going to go best overall remaining. There's another defensive end. I don't want 3 rookie defensive ends. What's this tackle looking like? Honestly, that isn't bad for a 7th round pick. Normally your 7th round picks are all like below the 50% line. Here's kind of a really big scramble quarterback. That wouldn't be as... It's not the kind of quarterback that I tend to draft. Yeah, he's not the kind of quarterback I tend to draft, but I'm almost willing to just give him a shot. I mean, it's 7th round. I'm probably not going to get much value out of anything else here. Yeah, that cornerback actually seems decent. I'll go with him. All right, so we finished our... Oh, wait. I still have another pick? Oh, I do. Okay. Let's get an inside. Do I have 2 centers on my... Yeah, I do have 2 centers. I only have 2 guards, though. Maybe I'll go ahead and grab another guard. At this point, they are probably not too worth having, but... What do you know? Yeah, these guys are all about the same. I'll just take the top rated one. Select player. And resume. All right. We're done our 2nd rookie draft, y'all. Let's go ahead, enter the late free agency. We still have 51, which is enough for us to definitely grab at least 1 or 2 additional players here. Let's see who's available. Let's also see how those rookies stack up. So our tight end is listed right now as average, but future as a very good. So happy with that. The defensive end, which one was this? Round 3, pick 3. He's actually rated as a future in the 60s. Hell yeah. And no of our other rookies look like they're on that top page, which tends to not be good. So we drafted a bunch of people that are currently saying average. Again, this all changes as players develop and things like that. So it's not, a telltale sign that absolutely of a, terrible player, but 2 of our picks look like they'll end up in our starting lineup. So I'm overall happy with that. And I don't have any position that specifically needs to be filled. So this says I still need safety, defensive tackle, outside linebacker. So let's see what we can get. Here is a corner that slipped through the draft. We'll offer him a 1-year deal and see if he amounts to anything. Here's a middle linebacker. I don't get this. Why does it... It seems like every single inside or middle linebacker identifies as outside, and then it's the other way around. I don't know if that's just like by chance or if I'm misunderstanding this. I kind of want to sign this guy, though, because I know my linebacker situation. I have the one stud. What's that guy's name? Kremers. Yeah. Kremers. You guys know who I'm talking about. This guy. Sean. Um, and I also have this guy, Clay. He was our like third or fifth round draft pick, right? Yeah, he was our fifth round draft pick last year. That guy is looking to become a complete steal for us. So that's a good thing. But yeah, we definitely need to kind of fill up that. If we can get a little bit more pass rush going, that will hopefully help our weak safety situation right now. All right, let's do this. Let's try to pull in this guy. He's probably going to get other deal offers, so I'm going to offer him a little bit higher up front. All right, let's see if he accepts it. And we have two strong safeties. We could potentially pull in one of these guys. This guy only started 5 games, 31 tackles, but he had 4 interceptions. That seems really dang good. Let's see if he accepts the deal. And do any of these... Ooh. Another rookie outside linebacker that might have slipped through the draft, and he's only 22. 20. Let's see if we can get him. Let's offer him a $500,000 signing bonus. We have the money right now, so why not? Here's kind of a proven safety. Let's see if he's really done anything. So he started for 3 seasons. He didn't play basically at all last season. I wonder if he got hurt. No, he just basically didn't play. So he must have been on a team that really didn't need him, which also means that they tend to come in for really cheap. Once again, I'm going to bump up signing bonus. And here, I think this is the first time we've seen this. This player is going to become a leader for my safeties, and one of my other players is excited about that, so that is always a good sign. All right, let's continue through free agency a little bit and see if any of these guys sign with us. Far safety signed with us. That's the guy that we offered to last there. I'm trying to really think about how this team's coming together. I feel like we're really actually stacking our defense, and our offense is not looking much better. I mean, I don't feel like we've had the option of that kind of dynasty or team quarterback yet. Everybody that we offered to signed. We're at 34 million remaining. I'm probably going to leave it there. Just again, so if we need to make any moves mid-season and things like that. Go ahead, skip remaining stages. Yeah, I would really love to get a quarterback that I just feel like I can sit on and rely on for a decade, but hasn't been an option the first 2 years. So yeah, I think that's what every single GM in the world wants, right? I'm going to let my CPU do the training camp. We'll go ahead and simulate through all the exhibition games or preseason. And let's get it, guys. Here we go. Let's take a look real quick at our starting lineup that we ended up with. Sorry, I'm so used to in 7, I almost always played as either Baltimore or Buffalo. So me going down to Jacksonville is throwing me off. All right. Quarterback situation. The ratings are lower, but it has to be an upgrade from last season. Last season was ridiculous. Running back should be okay. We have that fullback in that will hopefully be a stud for us. We have our new tight end. We actually have at least one decent wide receiver in our slot. Actually, DJ Martin moved into our slot role. That's interesting. Okay, I'm cool with that. Our offensive line looks overall decent. Our defense actually, outside of our secondary, our front seven might be, one of the best in the league. Oh, this should be fun. And we have a good kicker that we actually drafted last year. We still have another good defensive tackle, another good linebacker. Our punter's decent, another nose tackle, backup running back, and then things start trailing off. But we also have a tackle and an outside linebacker that, let's say, we're kind of waiting to bring in. All right. You know what? I think our team stands a decent shot. We should definitely end better than 3-13. All right, week 1. Let's go. We won 26-7. Let's go. I think that's more than we scored all last year. Let's take a look at the box here. Did that open in my other? Yeah, here we go. Okay, here it is. So, let's take a look here. Oh man, the only score that they had was a fumble return for 91 yards. Wow. Okay, well, is what it is. That means that our defense went ham. Let's take a look at some of the stats here. Oh my gosh. Their main running back went for -3. Their second running back went for 13 on 6 attempts. They didn't have a run over 10 yards. Their quarterback only threw 79 yards. Oh my gosh. I think that we might have just built one of the best defenses. Now, granted, it's based on one game, and also maybe this Athens team is just trash. But, yeah, because, I mean, honestly, our situation doesn't look much better over here. Nah. Let's see. Quarterback, 77 passer rating. So, I mean, admittedly, our team really didn't do much better, but I mean, our defense just absolutely decimated this game. So let's hop back over and play. We'll see how this week pans out. All right, we got crushed that game. We'll simulate through 4 games and then take a look at how things are going. All right, so through 4 games, we're 2-2. Let's. Oh, did our quarterback get injured? Interesting. My coaching staff decided to bench Riley Mathers, who's the guy that we got in free agency. And we're now starting this guy. Okay. I mean, that's what my coaching staff decided was the best option. I'll put faith in my young coaching staff that that's a good call. Let's take a look at our team summary so far. Oh my gosh, yeah, look at this. Our defense is absolutely stacked right now. Now, in 7, I've had it where, this is basically all like 1s through 5s, but this is definitely a really good looking start to the season. Our offense is struggling, which makes sense with our quarterback situation. But you know what? We'll see where we end up. Let's simulate another 4 games. We'll stop before trade deadline just to see if there's anything worth trading for or getting rid of. We won a game there. Let's go look at that game real quick because we went for 34 points, which is more than we normally do. So let's see what happened here. Got a big pick 6. Man, our running game just cannot get started. How are we averaging less than 3 yards a carry? Ooh. It looks like we're starting Riley Mathers again. So we have kind of a quarterback controversy going on between, I mean, from everything that I can see, Riley Mathers should definitely be starting, but for some reason we keep putting Cedric Atchison in. Maybe he just went in to do like a trick play or something. Who knows what the heck that is? Got 2 interceptions. We got a fumble recovery. Yeah, the games that we've looked at so far, we've gotten at least 2 sacks each game, so that's lovely. All right, let's hop back and simulate another week. All right, let's go. We're 4-2. All right, let's stop for a second here and see if there's anything worth trading for, or if there's anything that is, super weak. Like bringing in a quarterback at this point doesn't make any sense because they're gonna not know our scheme and things like that. They're not gonna know our plays. Um, wow, and I think some of these ratings definitely changed too. Our secondary is definitely not the best, but I mean everything else is really starting to come together here. Um, you know what? I say we roll with it. Um, our running back situation, I don't know why they're doing so atrociously because like our front line is decent. They're all considered good in the 50-60 ranges. I wonder if these just aren't. Maybe there's more of pass blockers. Maybe that's what's going on. All right. We'll dig into that a little bit more here. We'll also look at how our rushes are going to different directions and things like that. Let's actually look at that real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Almanac, yearbook, team statistics. Perfect. Rushing offense. So right now we're averaging 3.27, which is last in the league. um, Going to the left, we're averaging 3.1. Through the mid, we're averaging 3.8. And to the right, we're averaging 1.97. So yeah, our right side of our line must just be completely taking a crap. Running blocking 72. Yeah, I think it's that this tackle is not good at run blocking. That's at least part of it. I'm not sure if that's all of it. Do we have a bunch of? We did start getting some potential conflicts, which is never good. All right, I'm not trading anything. Let's keep this thing rolling. We're gonna simulate to week. We'll simulate to week 13. That way, there's 4 weeks to go. All right, we're down to 5-4. We're at 6-4. 6-5. All right. 6-5. We got three. Or no, wait. No, we're gonna simulate week 13 too. Right? Wait a second. Yeah. All right, we're 6-6. Let's mess with this thing because this thing's new in this version. You can go to game day reports, playoff probabilities, and I have no idea how long this is going to take, so I'm going to drop this to like 1,000. Simulate. Oh, that was actually super quick. All right, let's see. So this is saying right now we only have a 22% chance of making playoffs. We have 0 chance of getting a bye the first week of playoffs. That's no bueno. But it is what it is. All right. 22%, guys. Let's cross our fingers and see how this goes. Let's look at our team stats one more time here. Our running game is atrocious. Yeah, our entire offense is just not working. Our defense is pretty stacked, though. All right. DJ Martin's going to get at least 1,000-yard season again. He was definitely a good pickup for us. But, all right. Oh, we're down to 6 and 7. Oh, no. 6 and 8. No! 6 and 9. 6 and 10. All right, well, you know what? 6 and 10 is better than 3 and 13. So, there's that. We are going to... there's something I actually forgot to do at the end of last episode, so I'll do it here. See who wins this year. We got Green Bay, San Fran, Pittsburgh, and New England. New England at San Fran. New England takes the Super Bowl 20-12. There you go. All right. So before, let me go ahead and save here. And before I let you guys go for this episode, let's just take a quick look here. I believe it's going to be under... here. Here we go. Awards. Season awards. Let's see if we got anybody in this year for our season awards. So this is kind of like the Pro Bowl of this game. Hey, DJ Martin, our wide receiver, did make all-team, second all-team wide receiver. Only player that made it there, though. Let's check last season since we didn't check it. Trey Hayes, that was our quarterback. Even though he had a terrible season, he did win Legend of the Game, which is basically kind of like your top player that retires that year. So even though he did terribly for us there, he did have a long-standing career with Jacksonville. And I guess he was the most memorable player to retire that year. So that's cool, but we didn't get anybody else in the Pro Bowl. So we've increased our Pro Bowl appearances by 1 player. We've increased our wins by 3. And to be quite honest, I think that our team is piecing together. We have to figure out this quarterback situation. There was just really nothing there for us to go for this year. I think our defense is really good, especially our front 7. That front 7 is probably one of the best in the game right now. And we just have to figure out the best way to make this all come together. Finally, let me just pull up the standings here. Yep, so we finished 6 and 10. There were Actually, there were only 3 teams that finished with worst records. There were a number of other 6 and 10 teams, but this does mean that next year we should still have at least a top 10 draft pick. So hopefully we'll be able to nab ourselves a quarterback, or hopefully a quarterback through free agency or something, because that's definitely what's just ripping us apart right now. We have to figure that out. But that is really it for this episode. So, please feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if you have any thoughts on how I've played this season. Let me know if you have any ideas for me going into next season. And I look forward to seeing you guys for episode 3. Have a good one, everybody. AyyScare out.